Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another exciting edition of the Square Circle Maniacs Pro Wrestling Podcast. My name is Johnny Bottles, and right next to me, to the left-hand side, is Dr. Don Wayne, the neckbeard psychologist. You know him, you love him from Twitter. And we're here today to discuss many comings and goings of
Uh-oh. Bottles, you there?
coming up this
Or is it
week.
me? There we go. You were freezing up there, buddy. I don't know what that was about.
I'm not sure, pal.
I don't either. But we're back now. CP the Trucker, thank you for the 2-spot. Yes, the recycle bins. Bottles did a good job on that this morning. We discussed it again on the way in. Thank you for the 2-spot. Looking forward to this. A lot of nonsense going on right now with the IWC this week. Like a lot of just stupid ass takes, to lack of a better word. Have you seen the latest going around right now? The fake outrage over Brock Lesnar being in that new commercial, which, by the way, for those of you that don't know, there was all these teaser trailers going on with the WWE, people walking,
A lot of feet.
footsteps. Yeah, a lot of feet. A lot of
Whose
feet.
shoes are
that
they?
kind of thing. Yeah.
Who
is that? That's got to be Gunther. No, it's got to be the Mexican luchador they just re-signed. No, it's got to be this guy. It was a commercial for the next WrestleMania.
When they were saying, it's got to be Gunther. Oh, no, Gunther doesn't wear socks. Oh, no, that can't be Gunther. Who's wearing floor shines? That's got to be Santos Escobar. It's the furthest thing from Santos Escobar.
Right.
Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns,
Brock Lesnar,
Brock Lesnar in the boots, Heyman,
Triple H.
Who else was in that? Cody. Well, Cody Rhodes.
I can't remember, but the whole
think it
point
was
is sometimes the IWC is just out of its ever-loving mind. Just
Right.
calm down. Just calm down and enjoy the ride sometimes instead of trying to get ahead of be the smartest guy in the room. I really feel like this. So many people in the IWC want to feel and seem like they are the smartest guy in the room. It's insane to me how some of these folks act. It's just nuts to me, dude.
What kills me then is people actually still listen to Dave Meltzer.
Oh,
People still have the newsletter, and they parrot what Dave Meltzer says. Cultaholic. The only way that they're still in business. Cultaholic Wrestling. You've seen them on Twitter before.
Yeah.
They've got their own internet YouTube channel and TV shows and shit like that. They just constantly read paragraphs from Dave Meltzer's Wrestling Observer. And then they get shit all over because none of it's true. 2 weeks later, you find out none of the stuff's true. And they're like, all right, moving on. We're moving on.
Denisha with the $1.99. Hey, Don and Bottles, how are my favorite men doing? We're doing well, Denisha. Hope you're doing well. I want to say it again. Be safe tomorrow night if you're out and about. Get a designated driver if you're at a party and have a couple of drinks. Watch out for all the little goblins and ghosts. They're going to be trick-or-treating in a lot of neighborhoods, so just be careful. Just be careful.
Watch out for your little orange-fingered basement goblins. They're wearing boxers with a big old chocolate stain in the back. They've got orange fingers, greasy hair. They haven't shaved in what looks like 6 months. And they're dressed like Mercedes Moné fans.
I do want to thank everybody for joining. Thank you very much. Please hit that like and subscribe button if it's your first time here. Looking forward to the show. I think there's having some problems with StreamYard, so I hope everybody can get through okay. I'm enjoying this. Hallows Eve, if you will. There's a lot of news going on, too, by the way, with the Brock Lesnar stuff. The IWC sometimes, I don't understand.
Did you think I was frozen when I was looking up like that?
I didn't know what. I thought you were
frozen?
looking for. You were either frozen at the time or looking for a bat. I don't know what the hell's going on over there.
Oh, the basement goblin bats. Yes. Go ahead. Brock Lesnar, what?
They're trying to compare Rhea Ripley to Brock Lesnar and say she's more famous and more popular than Brock Lesnar. This is sort of the outrage. You're like, how did you not have any women in that poster for? Calm down, kids, because I'm almost positive there's going to be a second poster that comes out that features just exclusive women in the shot. I'm pretty sure they know what they're doing from a marketing standpoint. You have so many stars, you don't try to squeeze them all in to one picture when you're doing promos like this. You're probably going to have a couple of packages that come out. So calm down. But secondly, Rhea Ripley is nowhere on the level of Brock Lesnar. Shut the hell up. You're out of your mind.
Right.
Shut up.
Right. Where's the black guy? Where's the Spanish guy? Where's the Japanese guy? How come Nakamura's not on here? How come Penta's not on here? You know, it would be cool to see Penta sitting there in a suit with the mask on and the makeup around his face. It would be kind of cool for that, but he's not on the same level as Rhodes, Reigns, Lesnar,
Heyman. I mean,
Why is
just, it's
Triple
not
H?
there
Oh,
yet.
Triple H wants to be the Dana White. He wants to be the Dana White of TKO. TKO's already got a Dana White.
Literally, they have Dana White.
They have Dana White. Yes, he's under contract to TKO. He works for them also. They literally have him. People
do you have
just,
any, it's crazy to me that they try to make these comparisons. Brock Lesnar tried out for the NFL and almost got on the damn squad, then became the UFC heavyweight champion. We're not even in the same ballpark right now. You're talking about a wrestler in a niche of niche audiences. Brock Lesnar is recognized everywhere he goes because he's literally the size of a large door frame.
When he left WWE, he was strapped with a 10-year non-compete clause in his contract because Vince was vindictive as shit. And he beat that. He took him to court and he beat that. That's when Vince had Jerry McDivitt, his original bulldog lawyer who rarely lost a case. And Lesnar went to New Japan Pro Wrestling. I wrestled over there. A lot of people don't remember that. He wrestled
Kurt Angle.
Is that who he wrestled over in New Japan?
Yep, he wrestled Kurt Angle.
You got a hell of a memory, pal.
So for those who look, you don't watch Japanese wrestling. I watch good Japanese wrestling. I'm not watching that bullshit you watch. I'm not watching you're not going to sit here and tell me that I have to watch two guys actually try to fake fight, hit each other. That's the dumbest shit ever. But I'll watch a superstar, and believe you me, Brock Lesnar over there, dude, it looked like a square peg in a round hole. That guy just did not fit in. Like,
you don't want to watch two Japanese guys giving each other body cavity search or wrestling an inflatable doll or wrestling a 10-year-old girl. Good Lord almighty.
You can. I'm not doing that shit. But yeah, speaking of Dave Meltzer, he also had something to say about Penta. Did you see his comments this week about Penta?
He talked about Penta and his brother, Ray Fenix. Yes.
I knew going over there was going to be a huge mistake. It wasn't going to be good for their brand. And now look at him almost a year later. It's not worked out for him. He's literally a star on Raw. Shut up, you idiot. He is one of the most over acts in that company. They love to watch his matches. I watched his match this week. I thought it was great. I thought him and Rusev had a hell of a match.
More people know who Penta is now than ever before. Same thing with Ray Fenix. And eventually when the Lucha Brothers powers combine on a special Saturday night's main event or pay-per-view or whatever, when those two guys, the two brothers, get together and work as a tag team, it will be epic. What do they have the brand? What do you call it? The draft. What the draft comes up?
Dude, who knows? They haven't had it 2 years now. And
I'm just going to say, put them both on the same show.
Yeah. I would agree with you 100%. I would too. I want to see that tag team. I think that's going to be some fun stuff when they finally get together in a controlled environment where they can't do 4,000 moves while the other team doesn't sell. That's the problem. And we're going to talk about the problem with modern wrestling later on today. We got a question from one of our viewers that I really want to get into. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yes.
Also in the news this week was Enzo Amore.
When the moon hits your eye, like a big pizza pie, it's Enzo Amore. Remember that
he
song? Said
in a recent interview, people ask me all the time, bro, when are you going to come back to WWE? I don't know. They don't call me. I texted them. They don't call me back. It's bullshit. This is what he said. I can't believe he said this. He said, shit, for one, people are scared shitless of me. I'm telling you that right now. Me on the microphone, they're going to be terrified of me. Bottles. What? He also mentioned that AEW hasn't called him.
He did say that.
Why do you think that is? Any ideas?
Why hasn't AEW called him? One of two things.
It's got to be, right?
One of two things. He's either too much of a loose cannon. They don't want to take a chance of having him on their shows. Or there are people there who are jealous of the amount of charisma and how popular Enzo Amore is and was. That's what I think.
You know what I think it is?
What's that?
He's an asshole, and he's hard to deal with, and he doesn't work well with others. That's what.
He's hard to deal with, but can he be any more harder to deal with than Karrion Kross, LA Knight, Drew McIntyre?
Now, I'll say
Cody
this
Rhodes.
much right now. Hold on. I'll say this much now, Bottles. AEW should sign this guy immediately and reunite him with Big Cass. That should happen immediately because
Right.
they need an injection of fresh talent. They need an injection of something different. And he might be an asshole, fire him if he is, but they need something different to get this show back on the rails because right now, we've got it on the show title. I felt like I watched the exact same show a week ago last night. I didn't feel like I saw anything new. I saw the same bullshit I see over and over and over again. Nothing felt new last night. Nothing.
Same old bullshit. They tried one different thing with well, we'll talk about it later. But
yeah,
if I guarantee, if you had Enzo Amore just pop up on AEW Dynamite in the corner of Big Bill, you would get a rating. You would get a rewatch. People would go back and watch it on demand, or they would actually. This would actually be a reason why, if someone's got an HBO Max subscription, to go and look up.
This now.
I got to go watch this now. I forgot. I didn't realize he was going to be on there, and all of a sudden he's on there. Everybody's talking about it. Vince McMahon liked Enzo Amore because he said, "quote You're an idea man." I like that. That's what he said to Enzo Amore. You're an idea man. Enzo had a book by his bedside. He'd wake up in the middle of the night to take a squirt, and he would write down promos that he actually thought of in his sleep and write them down in the book and then tweak them while he's riding to the next town.
Oh, he was tweaking, pal. I'll tell you that much.
Well, I don't know what he was doing. He left under a cloud. They haven't called him.
He got along well.
When he was gone. When he was gone. Was that his girlfriend's name? When he was gone. Okay. He made that he bought a ticket to SummerSlam, I believe it was, an edition of SummerSlam in New York City, and he showed up. He stood on his seat, like 3 rows back from the front, and cut a promo on an imaginary microphone. And the female security guards came over and got him and took him out. Hey, come
Warrior
on,
JWR.
Yes.
Says, how do you guys think Jericho re-debuts in WWE?
Ooh.
I hope he doesn't, Warrior, but it's looking more and more like he is. And I'm done with my Jericho stamp of approval. I'm done with watching his matches. I'm done. I'm sorry. He got his run in AEW. They squeezed the last bit of juice out of that lemon. I don't think there's anything left to squeeze, quite frankly. I just don't see it. I don't see it.
Nobody wants to see Chris Jericho in a 25-minute AEW match anymore against guys flying all around the ring around him, making him look like he's 1,000 years old. However, if his contract expiration date warrants it, I would not be averse to seeing Chris Jericho be, hold on to your headset, the last opponent at the end of December for John Cena.
Not a shot. No shot.
Not a shot. I don't think it's going to be a shot because I think his contract expires on the 31st of December. That's what I believe.
From
what I can
recollect. I honestly, Warrior, I got to ask you, do you want to see him back? Do you want to see him back in there? I don't want to see it, man. I just don't want to see it anymore. That's fine. Give him his Hall of Fame moment. That's fine. But I don't want to see him at Mania anymore, and I don't want to see him any more wrestling matches. I just don't. You're 50-something years old, man. And he's not like a Brock Lesnar almost turning 50. Like he can't move anymore.
I would love to see.
Done with it.
I tell you the role I would like to see Jericho in. A producer's role backstage, an idea guy, and also as a commentator.
I don't want him on commentary because that went to shit fast. It was unique when it first started, and then it just wore on my nerves.
You're talking about the AEW commentary.
Yeah, it just got on my nerves.
I'm talking about WWE commentary.
Okay.
Could be different. I mean, listen to he's better than Daniel Bryan. Have you listened to Daniel Bryan on commentary? Good Lord.
Eddie Guerrero's daughter, Sherilyn Guerrero, has joined Booker T's wrestling school. So there's something to keep an eye on down the road, see how that works out. I don't know that it's going to work out well, but I am curious where that goes.
Yes.
I mean, she's obviously got it in her blood. She's got it in her soul. It's natural.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm curious where this goes, and I'll keep my eye on that. Hopefully, NXT takes a look at her before too long. From what I've read, she's really green, and she's just getting started, like pro wrestling style. So we'll see where it goes from there.
Well, one of his daughters, Shaul Guerrero, was at NXT, and she was a big-time bomb in NXT. She just didn't have the Guerrero touch.
What, like she was hot?
No, she
that
just
wrong kind of bomb.
Wrong kind of bomb. She's getting hurt and wanted to cut promos and just walk guys at a ring. Didn't want to wrestle. That sort of thing.
Not Sydney Sweeney on the red carpet last night kind of bomb. A different kind of bomb.
Pal, let me tell you, I thought I saw Hornswoggle peek after one of those things last night. Good Lord.
That shit is everywhere, man. You can't escape it. I know that.
You can't
much.
escape that. She's got what the average red-blooded American boy needs. That's what she's got.
Well, it was all over my stream. I was like, God, I can't get away from this picture.
It was probably all over your lap too when you saw that picture. Have you seen Dijak posting all the remaining dates he's got for the rest of the year to be booked? Now accepting bookings for 2026. Donovan Dijak. You remember Dijak from WWE?
Yeah. I remember the name. I never saw him once.
He was a what's the best way I can describe his frame?
He was the rat.
He was the rat, the Fightful. He was a rat for Sean Ross Sapp. He was releasing information for money to Sean Ross Sapp. Yes, that's what was going on.
Yeah, he was the rat.
He was built like a basketball player. You've really got to be. Now think about this, Don. You really got to be a douchebag to not get hired by AEW when you're a man of that size who can actually wrestle. And he can wrestle. He used to put on some great matches at NXT. And when they had him on WWE programming, the little bit of time he was actually on the main roster, he could actually wrestle. I just cannot believe that AEW would not pick this guy up. Probably the height is what's turning everyone off. He would be a leaner Lance Archer if he was in AEW right now.
So he'd look like the monster against everybody else.
He would, because it's the land of the little people, Don. The big guys.
Well, yeah, we're going to talk about what happened last night with Jurassic Express, which I thought was just comical as shit. I can't wait to touch on that. Comical.
I'll preface this by saying, for what we're going to talk about later on, Luchasaurus is not that. He's not a big guy compared to a Cena.
He's a big guy. He's just not a monster.
No, he's like Roman Reigns size. He's not a Omos size or an Elegante size like they try to talk about.
Or Undertaker size.
Or Kane size. He's not even Kane size. He's not fun size, but he's not Kane size either. He's the size of an average American man in the land of the little people.
I've got one for you that's going to blow your mind.
What's that?
Ricky Saint's new finishing move. Dave Meltzer says that it's underwhelming and that it shouldn't be used as his finisher. That's what he said. I don't think that it should be his finisher. So obviously they don't want him doing the spear to finish because a lot of guys are using it. But I think as far as the pick to finish, I don't think this is a good one because every luchador uses that move and it's never the finish. So when you see it, you don't think it's the finish. And here's the question that I want to get to because we're going to talk about this throughout the show. Corliss Rush watches the show. Thank you, brother. Said, Don, I know we joke about things and also hit on some serious stuff, all of which I really do appreciate. Here's a question I've been wanting to ask you and Bottles for a while. Pro wrestling is clearly and irrevocably broken. How would either of you go about fixing it? I know I have my suggestions, and there are many, but what say you at the SDM? Thank you for the question. You sent that to me on DM, which, by the way, if some of you have questions, you can head them to us on the DM. We'll try to get to them. Right. This is Dave Meltzer's comments are a prime example of why wrestling's broken right now. And I'm not going to go into the entire detail of this question right now. I'm going to talk about points of it throughout the show. But this is the problem. If everybody's doing it, it doesn't mean shit anymore. And when you do moves over and over and over again, and it doesn't finish the match, that's how you get to the point where we're at now, where sons of bitches got to jump off of a table or a ladder through a flaming hoop and almost kill themselves in the process to get anybody to notice them. That's the problem. You don't sell shit. You have broken the mentality of the wrestling fan to care when you see something happen. You just don't, it doesn't register anymore because you've watched guys like Moxley bastardize a move like the DDT into meaning nothing anymore. When Jake hit the DDT back in the 80s and 90s, that was it. It was the most devastating thing you ever saw. When Diamond Dallas Page hit the Diamond Cutter, that was it. Taker with the Tombstone, that was it. And the WWE is not faultless in all this because now when you go to Mania, you see 35,000 kickouts in every main event match. They've helped bring this issue about.
And how many spears do you see?
Right. Everybody's using the spear.
Everybody's spearing. However, not everyone's using the RKO. That's a protected move. That's a protected finisher, the RKO. And now what is a protected finisher is the Mexican Destroyer.
Right.
They're actually, no one's jumping up real quick from that in WWE.
No, they're not.
No.
So as far as that goes, this is a start in the right direction as far as I'm concerned on how you slowly begin to fix what has gone wrong in pro wrestling. This is a step in the right direction. Finishers don't have to be overly complicated bullshit moves. Guys the size of Ricky Saints don't need to have a spear because your size says it's not going to be effective. Your spear versus Braun Breaker versus Roman Reigns is a different animal altogether.
Exactly.
It just isn't going to look the same.
The problem with professional wrestling, why it's so broken right now, and there you could argue that back in the 80s and early 90s, it was broken because you had the cartoon show, WWE, or WWF as it was back then, in one section of the wrestling fandom, and you had the real wrestling, the NWA, the Crockett's, and Mid-South, and Lawler's promotion, CWF. What was it? Lawler's promotion? USWA. You had and World Class Championship Wrestling. That's real wrestling. They didn't have the cartoon characters and all that other shit. But you could argue that the Crockett's brought in, like Norman the Lunatic and stuff like that eventually. Lasertron. Remember Lasertron? Hector Guerrero under a mask, pretending he was some sort of robot cyborg or whatever. You had that sort of thing going on. But nowadays, you've got the indies. Indies were the Wild West. Indie shows are the Wild West. Anything goes. You would have, on indie shows, you would have like an old wrestler from the past wrestling in the main event against the champion of that promotion, and it would be an F finish. Somebody would come in and interfere, and both those guys have to fight off the bad guys, and they'd shake hands at the end. That'd be the average indie show main event. And then you would have high flyers. You'd have guys wearing masks, guys with barbed wire baseball bats, all that bullshit. They've moved that now. They've moved all that now to national television.
Which it shouldn't be. And that's
which it shouldn't be.
Which, again, I'm going to talk. I don't want to get too far into this because there's going to be points in the show I want to talk about that. But stop using bullshit gimmick matches. And I'm going to talk about that a little bit when we start talking about AEW. Vince Russo is back in wrestling. Did you see this?
Juggalo Championship Wrestling. Yes. He's all excited about it.
Which, by the way, it's fitting that this guy's working for the clowns. So good for him. He found his home. He's working for the clown company. Way to go. You made it there. Welcome back. Whatever. I'm done with that guy. Everything about that guy is just cringe. Well, Chelsea Green signed a contract extension, by the way.
Well, hang on a second. Good for Vince Russo. He's back in the wrestling business. Lower than level dirt. Lower than dirt. Juggalo Championship Wrestling.
It's slime sludge.
But he's happy doing something that he loves to do. He's getting his feet wet again. And if he's happy doing it, God bless him. He's 66 years old. Hey.
Well,
I don't have to watch it.
To quote the insane clown posse, magnets, how do they work? Like, that's who you're working for right now. That's who you're working for. Good God, Lily.
Storylines, how do they work?
Exactly. Good
God bless him. Let him have fun. What the hell? He's not hurting anybody. It's not going to be on Tubi. It's not going to be televised, despite what he may say. Nobody's looking at Juggalo Championship Wrestling to put it on television. No. Nobody.
So again, I'm going to say it. Chelsea Green signed an extension through 2030. She's going to be around for a while.
You can't let that girl slip through your fingers. She's great.
Oh, I agree. I don't think they had any intention of letting her slip through their fingers either.
No.
I've got something for you. It's a treat.
I've got something in my front pocket for you. Remember that from South Park?
Yes. I got a good one for you. The great. I can't even say this with straight face.
Got something in my front pocket for you.
CJ Perry is launching a new podcast.
CJ Perry?
If you don't know who CJ Perry is, she was the former valet of one Rusev, his real life wife. On again, off again wife.
Well, they're on again. They got married again, and she got baptized. So she's a legit Christian like he is. Good for them.
I can't imagine who's going to tune into this podcast other than Cheeto-sexuals. I have no interest in what she has to say. She was in the WWE for a cup of coffee, and she was never seen or heard from again outside of like 3 stints in AEW where she came on. I just do not give a shit. When I saw this, I just thought to myself, God almighty, why is this happening?
That's
Who said this is a good idea?
When she was Lana in WWE, she made more money on TikTok promoting products on TikTok than she did in her regular contract from WWE. And that's when she made so much money. Vince said, hang on a second. We're going to change these contracts. And he set an edict out that no one could do any promotional bullshit like that without the WWE getting a piece of it. Yes.
They got to get a piece because we created your character, and that's who you are. You're our character.
Right. That was the Lana role. So that was actually one of the many impetuses for her to leave was the fact that she couldn't get any of that merchandise money. But who knows who she is now as CJ Perry. Lana from the WWE. Oh, yeah. Oh, well, I'm CJ Perry. I'm who? What?
Who is this rubber tit girl on my TV?
The RTG? RTG. Yeah. The RTG. That's right.
There is some bad news this week, though.
She's Miro's wife. Miro who? From AEW. Who? For what? Go ahead.
Mike Rotunda is in critical care, is the best way I can put it. It was originally reported that the wrestler formerly known as IRS was in hospice. He's not in hospice, but he is in very bad health, and he is fighting for his life. So prayers out to him and his family. I just want to get that out there real quick and make sure
he's at a rehab facility.
Yeah.
He had a massive heart attack, fell into a coma for a week or two, came out of that, and you've got to learn how to walk and talk and tie your shoes again and all that good stuff. And that's what he's doing in the rehab facility. Right. So you ever been in one of those places?
No.
It's not pretty.
Personally, no.
Not pretty at all. It's like a little apartment. That's what your room is like. And
I take that back. When my great grandmother was in hospice, yeah, that's what they had her in. Yeah, I remember that now.
It's like a little apartment. They try to make it look as homey as possible, and the smell of urine permeates the air.
Yeah, all right, enough. We got it. Yeah, okay.
Thick urine, just like you're crying. It's like tear gas.
Update on Wardlow. That just came out this week.
What are we going to see at American Gladiators 2?
I can tell you right now, when you're not going to see Wardlow, you will not see Wardlow the rest of the year in AEW. That's been announced officially.
What's his deal?
He's hurt. That's all they said is he's hurt.
Did he tear his pec clotheslining that guy when he came back in the suit? Was the suit too tight? He made what appearance? And when is American Gladiators hosted by The Miz going to come out
I don't
on Amazon?
know, dude. All this shit is in delayed production. Speaking of Amazon, they offered refunds for AEW's Wrestle Dream because apparently there was a streaming issue on that show.
It cut off.
So early. They started giving out refunds. So that's kind of different.
No one knew. How long is the pay-per-view? Oh, I can't pay more than 4.5 hours. That's what most of them are. Oh, okay. Yeah. But how long is that pay-per-view? 7 hours? F you. And somebody at Amazon just hit the switch. Hey, Whitey, hit the switch.
If you're watching one of their pay-per-views, you are going to become a hobbit. You're going to have a second dinner because your first dinner is going to be gone by the time this thing's coming to an end. So you're going to have to eat. When do we get second breakfast?
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Them shits is too damn
Jerry,
long.
you just ate dinner. Well, that was 7 hours ago. You didn't sleep. Now you're having breakfast? Waffles and eggs? Well, it's a long show, Bomb.
You keep reminding me every time you say what you're saying about Lex Luger and that horrible promo he did back in the early 2000s. Your shirts are too tight, Jerry. When he couldn't rip his shirt off in that god-awful wrestling company.
Oh, my God.
If you haven't seen it, YouTube, Lex Luger, your shirts are too tight. It's worth the laugh, I promise you. Yes. God, I promise you.
Your shirts are too tight, Jerry. You're eating too many waffles and eggs for your breakfast right during this pay-per-view. Leave me alone, Mom. Jerry, you're a 47-year-old man. Why don't you go out and get a real job? I did, but the Slurpee machine broke down. They laid me off.
So we watched Raw. I'm not going to go through the whole thing on this. Raw's the big takeaway for me was I don't know where Jey Uso's going, but at least they're changing something about him. His character is edgier. He's not the friendly guy that we had earlier this year. He seems to have more attitude about him. Punk is still going to be Punk. I'm going to watch Saturday night's main event just for this match alone. The rest of the card.
Toupee or not toupee?
You stop with the toupee, dude.
That's a toupee, pal.
You are convinced everyone wears a rug. You're convinced of it.
They're high tech now. Those rugs, it's hard to tell. But he's got more hair in the front of his head now than he did when he came back. He's got more hair in the front of his head right now than when he was in there 12 years ago.
You are so convinced, man, that he's wearing.
Absolutely.
Anyway,
Jericho's got a rug.
Bubba Ray and Nick Nemeth believe that crowning either one of these guys is a bad idea. I don't see it that way at all.
I think
hold on. Let me finish.
This is what
Punk's been chasing this title this whole time. This is what he's been after. And he's
give it to him at WrestleMania.
Once.
Give it to him at WrestleMania. His big WrestleMania moment. Have him win the belt at WrestleMania. That's what CM Punk needs, to win the belt at WrestleMania. Jey Uso, I really don't think there's going to be a concise winner this Saturday night's main event. I don't think so. I think there's going to be a F finish, interference. They're all going to come in. Yes. There won't be a winner.
One of these guys is turning heel, I think. There's going to be a fuck finish.
They're going to start beating up. They're going to run in and stomp the shit out of CM Punk, and they're going to get Jey Uso to join in. And he's going to be hesitant at first, and then he's going to join in.
Or is his brother going to come down and jump him? You just don't know right now.
I think that's a red herring right there, pal. I don't think Jimmy's going to beat up his brother. I think he's going to beat up CM Punk. Join in, man. Come on. Yeet.
By the way, thank you all for watching. Please like and subscribe. Hit that notifications button if this is your first time joining. We appreciate you subscribing. This show starts, it says here, at 7 o'clock. That's what I'm being told, is that it's on the Peacock at 7 o'clock. You're going to have CM Punk and Jey Uso. We differ on that. I think CM Punk wins it. Cody Rhodes versus Drew. I think we both agree Cody retains.
Yes.
Tiffany Stratton versus Jade Cargill. I think we agree Tiffany retains. By the way, she's at like 3. Oh, really?
Nope.
You think
Jade Cargill's going to win this belt? I think they've got a little Tiffany fatigue right now. I think there's Tiffany fatigue. Tiffany is, I think they could build Tiffany's character better if she's chasing a title. Because Tiffany's she wrestles great, but she's a mannequin right now. She's a fembot. Who is Tiffany Stratton? What makes her tick? Who is that girl? It's Tiffy time. That's all she's got, dude.
By the way, it says 7 o'clock Pacific
it's Tiffy time.
I mean, Eastern Standard Time. It says 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time.
Well, whatever. EST. Speaking of the EST, where's she at?
All right, so we differ on that one. I just don't think they're going to swap 2 belts on Saturday night. I just don't see that.
I think the only belt that's going to change hands is the female title, the women's title. Tiffany Stratton. And
Dominic Mysterio versus Penta versus Rusev for the IC strap.
Dominic retains.
I think so too. I'm going to watch it. I'll be interested to see where this goes.
I'm going to watch it too. I think they're going to set up the Survivor Series with this show. They are.
By the way, yeah. Oh, yeah. No, they have to, because Survivor Series is like 2 or 3 weeks. So it's going to be real quick. And then you get the Saturday night's main event in December. And then that's as far as we go, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, I agree. I knew this was coming.
Colin Pettipas, Canadian $5. I hope not. We do not need another Jimmy J feud leading to another match. Did we all forget WrestleMania? I think you were going to have the Yeet Man versus the Skeet Man, Jimmy Uso. I think that's what it's going to be. Yeet versus Skeet.
I did not forget, and I agree with you wholeheartedly. I don't want to see this. It was probably the worst match I've seen at Mania probably in 10 years, without a doubt. I don't think there's any doubt on that.
Horrible.
And there have been some real clunkers, but that was the drizzling shits. There was no way out of that.
Battle of the super kicks.
God, it was terrible. Just
punch kick, punch kick, punch kick, punch kick, yeet, 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 fly off the top rope, punch kick, punch kick. Jesus Christ.
Stop. You gotta stop. Raw, by the way, last week on Netflix did 2.6 million views. It was a strong show last week.
I thought the ratings were dropping. The ratings are dropping. The bottom's falling out.
You guys don't even know.
That's less than what AEW does on HBO Max, according to BJ Bethel.
And then, of course, once Dave Meltzer gets his math involved, it's going to be down to like 1.2 million. So, whatever.
Yes.
I got nothing to say about that. By the way, they sold like 12,000 tickets to this Raw this past Monday night. Something ridiculous like that.
Yeah, it was packed, buddy. Packed crowd.
So again, and I want to say this because we talked about how to fix wrestling today. And I want to say this, just make sure it's out there. We're never getting the wrestling that we really enjoyed back. That's never coming back. It's never going to be in the mainstream again. We're never going to get back. But I agree there's aspects of the shows today that they can fix and improve upon greatly. Just my opinion. Thank you again, Colin, for the money. For the 5 spot. We really appreciate it, man. Appreciate the question too. So again, or the statement, there's 12,000 people. Somebody is into this shit. You know what I mean? People are into this shit.
Well, Don, look, you've got mainstream wrestling and you've got outer outlaw peripheral wrestling. Okay?
Right, yeah.
And people are getting tired of the outer outlaw peripheral wrestling. Even TNA. Oh, well, they're WWE. They own them now. Blah, blah, blah. TNA has even modified their presentation
Yes,
to
they
make
have.
it more streamlined, make it more professional. MLW is even getting more people looking at it right now. MLW. Because they're getting an influx of Shotzi and Gigi Dolan's coming in. Karrion Kross is rumored to be coming into MLW if he hasn't arrived already with Scarlett. And, well, he's Killer Kross now in the Indies. But you're getting some larger names, some high-profile people, if you can call Shotzi Blackheart high-profile, a woman who sold her poop pics on the internet for $5. You know it's hard times, pal, when you got to take a picture of your bowel movement to sell it on Instagram or sell it on eBay.
Shit.
You didn't know about that?
Yeah. I'm not going down that road again. Brock Lesnar's debut.
It's a dirt road, pal.
Brock Lesnar's debut, by the way, in the first 12 hours got 75 million views on social media. Just want to put that out there real quick.
When he debuted, when he came back at SummerSlam?
Yeah,
of course.
75 million.
But he's not a star.
Tell me,
he's not over.
Don't tell me he's not a star, and don't tell me that he's not over. Just tired of the nonsense. We got to talk about this AEW shit show that was last night. They were in an arena that held 8,000 people. They distributed 3,000 tickets.
How many of those tickets were bought and paid
That's
for by Tony Khan?
That's a real good question, but we'll never know.
We'll never
know the answer.
We'll never know.
And they tried to start this off, I guess, with the best part that they could. And it was a match right out the gate. And it was a tornado match featuring Orange Cassidy.
Back to him again.
Yeah. Emo
Back to
Darby
him opening
Allin.
the show. Yep.
Yeah. Because that's his guy. That's Tony's guy. He wants to
Yeah.
give you this piece of shit wrestler that has never sold a ticket in his life.
No.
These fans that go to these shows, I'm sorry. This is a pity party at this point in time. This show sucks. It's dying. There's nothing about this show that makes me want to watch it week by week. I got email. Here comes Darby. Oh, I'm a loner. I'm so dark and mysterious. I got a skateboard though.
I'm going to come out 3 times this show because I'm such a loner.
I slept in so many cars.
There's so many couches.
You slept on my couch. I slept in that guy's couch too, and I liked it. I'm done with this bullshit. Daniel Garcia, Wheeler Useless, Yuta come out. Dude, there was no pop for this.
No pop.
No one gave a flying turd. The crowd went silent.
No, the crowd was quiet all night except for a few moments, and those few moments when the crowd got loud, you know they did a good job. The wrestlers did to get that crowd to react. They distributed 3,000 tickets. 3,000 people didn't take them up. God said, you're right about that, pal. Oh my God! They put them on windshields of cars at the Walmart. Please show up. Please come.
This thing was so quiet that Wheeler starts yelling at the fans within the first minute of this match when they do moves. Like he's yelling at the fans. You know it's bad when you start yelling at the fans. That's the telltale sign. This thing's already a shit show. And it didn't get any better. This thing was it's everything you thought it was going to be. Darby did his coffin drop on the outside from like that little first balcony area. I was about 6 feet up.
4 little guys in this match.
Right.
4 little men. 2 of them are black holes of charisma. If there's anyone who's more charismatic than them in the ring, they just suck the charisma right out of them. And it just goes off into the void. It's horrendous. Horrendous. You know, I literally dozed off halfway through this match because it was so boring. It was horrible.
I just feel like I'm watching the same shit every week.
You've seen it all before. For a 205 people on air talent
on that roster.
Company, on that roster, and you can't give us something different besides Wheeler Yuta and Garcia versus these 2 guys. And now Darby's moved on. He's moved on from wrestling Moxley to taking on his underlings? Is that what we're doing now?
I guess that's what we're doing. I don't know. And I don't get it.
This is the feud that never ends.
Thank you again,
friends. Marco Matacoli for $4.99. Guys, I can't hate on Orange Cassidy. I'm happy Tony Khan gave Corky from Life Goes On a job 30 years later. And he looks great, don't he? He's lost some weight. He's toned up a little bit. Now, actually, Corky from Life Goes On would be Daniel Garcia, I think.
God.
A lot more of a resemblance there. But
anyway, this match goes on and on.
And by the way, Marco.
You ought to be ashamed of yourself.
Wheeler dives through, does a body splash on Cassidy through a table on the outside. You know who wins this match. The Cracker Clan's not winning. Sure. This is what got my attention. Because the next thing they show, Hook is coming in. Dude. All right. I gotta put this out there. If you're a man and you saw this, just listen to what I'm saying. Listen to me now, hear me later. Hook comes in the back door, pushing not one, but two suitcases with another bag on top of one of the suitcases for a show, a one-night show. He's got 3 bags. What the fuck is he carrying? Is this a woman? That's how my wife would travel. She's not even that bad. What the hell? Did you notice that shit?
I think someone was making him carry their bag and push it in. That's what I think.
And he says when he comes 3 damn suitcases in tow. So where the hell is he coming from, or where is he going? And then he says, Samoa Joe, I'm the underdog, but I'm going to make sure you don't win tonight. Guess who wins later? Spoiler alert.
Samoa Joe.
Exactly.
Did he play that awful song while he was pushing the bags? That's what I want to know.
No.
Were they trying to play that?
No, thank God, no. 3 damn suitcases for one match tonight.
It's.
You know what that was? I think those other bags were carrying all his hair gel products to make sure that thing looked like complete shit. Why is the kids today, why does their hair look like they just rolled out of bed? That's the style now.
And they make it look that way.
It's called the bedhead.
The bedhead. Yeah.
Good.
These kids nowadays. I sound like Tony Schiavone now.
But wait, there's more. Don Callis is with Renee Baguette, and the Bucks come up. They just show up in the shot. They just come walking up.
Well, hey guys,
the Bucks are here.
Yes, here come the Bucks.
Don says it may help them to have someone in their corner and back them up. And by the way, I've got you a special entrance tonight. Hey, production guys, cue their music.
The production guys are 2 Russians that don't speak the language, sitting in a van, a white van with aluminum foil in the frickin' windows. Did you see this? How they cut back and forth to Callis? When he was just standing there and he's looking around like this, and they cut back to the Bucks walking.
And then he's gone. He's totally out of the picture at one point in time, and they just cut to a blank screen. There's nothing there.
I don't think that Callis was supposed to be on the screen behind them talking. I'm doing the announcement for them.
No,
I think it was supposed to be the
was. That I think he was.
You really think so?
I do believe so.
Okay. Well, that's a crapshoot right there, because I don't think he was supposed to be doing that, but I don't know. And I think at one point in time, Renee just threw her hands up.
I give up.
Did you see when he got done talking? The camera lingered backstage on him, and she just went like that.
Yeah. This thing was terrible.
So,
and the Bucks, hold on. The Bucks, when the pyro goes off and the fake acting is so cheesy bad. It's horrible. So awful. God.
Horrible. You cannot manufacture a star. And you're trying to manufacture these 2 guys into... So who are they trying to be, Don?
I honestly don't know. I don't know.
They are not stars. Maybe on an indie level. All the Young Bucks. Oh, they were great. Blah, 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 blah. New Japan, blah, 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 blah. When you're a big fish in a small pond, you could count yourself as being a star. But they're nothing in AEW. Nothing.
This thing was cheesy.
Oh, I take it back. They're not nothing. They're go away. They're channel changing heat.
It is becoming Jeff Jarrett circa 1998 heat.
What else is on?
Go away.
Yeah, let's check out the World Series. What's going on here?
By the way, thank you all for watching. Please like and subscribe if this is your first time here. We appreciate your support. Hit that notifications button.
Bing.
The ring-a-ling on the ding-a-ling.
Ding-a-ling.
Out comes FTR. I'm going to say this much. They have the best tag music in the business right now. I love FTR's entrance music. It's a callback to the Midnight Express. I truly enjoy it. I think that's a really good, I really enjoy the music. I enjoy FTR in the ring. It's outside of the ring on social media. They're about as cringy as shit. It's just
especially when you're in the fast lane on I-75 down here in Florida.
Right. Watch your ass, pal.
Gun FTR's coming up on your ass.
Bald FTR's driving.
Remember the good old days? Remember the good old days when they would just throw bottles at the cars?
Yeah.
The wrestlers
I'm
would.
just angry at you. I'll throw bottles.
The Samoan SWAT team and Paul Heyman would throw bottles and cans, beer cans, at the Steiner brothers while they're speeding down the highway as a rib.
Mark K's got some heat with you, buddy. You better read that.
Bottles, I am wearing a rug. If you're not down with that, I got 4 words for you. AEW is creatively bankrupt. Yes, creatively bankrupt.
And this match goes back to how to fix wrestling, because this match was an utter joke. The ref had, I'm going to get to it in a minute, but out comes Jet Speed, because we can't get enough of those two skinny guys. And out comes the Mesozoic era. They come out too to fight them.
Jurassic Express.
And Jack Perry gives Bryan Danielson his knife, because he can't have that in the ring.
What? I don't understand the purpose of all that. The knife and all that bullshit.
Thank you, by the way, Mark.
Understand it. I don't understand it.
Bald FTR beats up 8-Ball Bailey, but this thing, it breaks down. It breaks down. The ref in this match, they're all in the ring all the time. Did you see this multiple times? The ref is like, 1, 2, 3, 4. You guys got to stop. And then he'd start over again. Just, this is what I mean by this is that bullshit. This is why today's wrestling sucks for the most part, because at least in the WWE, I'll give him credit for this much. The ref does control the match. This shit here was terrible. Other than that referee that should have counted 3 a couple of months ago when she didn't kick out. That should have been a 3 count on the spot.
Well, he could have been Aubrey Edwards, where she actually runs outside the ring and gets between the wrestlers and tells them, you got to get back inside the ring.
Now, we talked about this earlier.
Yes.
But the dinosaur is in the ring, and they're going on and on and on about how big he is. He's such a big guy.
A man of his size.
And here's where it gets corny. He wants to show off his athletic ability and does a leapfrog spot. Big guys don't do leapfrogs. That's not their job. If you're going to be the big man, how many times have you seen The Undertaker do a leapfrog?
Once, and he almost broke the guy's neck. Yes, it was
a joke spot.
Yes. If you've seen during the Christian and Adam Copeland feud, when it was a big family and Luchasaurus was Killswitch by that name at the time. Killswitch faced Adam Copeland in the ring, and they're the same. They're the same size.
Edge is bigger.
Yes. Yeah. He was a little inch or two bigger.
So yeah, this thing went on and on. The ref had no control of this shit.
Yes.
I don't care because they don't care. 3 and 4 men were in this ring the whole time. Nothing matters. FTR wins, and nothing else matters.
As long as FTR wins, right?
That's about it.
God,
we get an Adam Page and Samoa Joe recap. That's fine. And then we get more of the Don Callis family. And I just said, open my wrist. Someone open my wrist and end this. Because I can't do this anymore. I can't watch this guy anymore. This
was just a comedy of errors when this faction came to the ring. Did you see, Don, that the tables were too small to accommodate 10 people or 8 people? Did you see the tables were too small?
Yeah.
And Lance Archer came out, and he's got his cell phone in his hand, just scrolling on his cell phone while he's walking to the ring because he's that bored with his lot in life in AEW. Never winning matches. He went to sit down, and there's no chair for him. They had to push a chair in from outside the ring for him to set it up and sit there. And then he would sit on the side where the 3 guys were sitting. He sat on the side where 4 guys were, because I don't want to sit over those 3 assholes. So I'm sitting over here.
By the way, we got to talk about this real quick because I saw the chat asking. We don't have the ratings anymore the day after because of this new scale, the sliding scale on how they're doing it. But I can tell you last week they did 477,000 with a 0.08 rating in the 18 to 49 demographic. I can't imagine this show's going to be better than that. If it is, it's only going to be slider. Right now, that's what they're doing. They're doing less than 500,000 people right now. They're doing less than 500,000 people.
Yes. It's not looking good at all. It's not looking good at all.
So yeah,
and even the usual cast of characters are even saying now that you've got to have good ratings if you want to remain on the air. Even if you got a contract, it doesn't matter. You got to have good ratings if you want to remain on the air for advertising dollars to keep the network afloat. That's how the networks make their money and stay in business, through advertising dollars. It's not out of the goodness of your heart.
What's this money you speak of?
What is money? That's the stuff that mom and dad pay for. They got all that stuff, and they pay for my cell phone bill and the internet.
And so here's the clue. Here's the real kicker. Last year at the same time, they were doing 637,000 viewers. The 10-week rolling average is 531,000. It is steadily declining.
Yes.
Steadily declining.
I predict in about 4 more months they're going to go down to TNA levels.
Which would
be unheard of. Could be collision levels for the main show, and TNA levels for the secondary show of Collision, if that's still on the air, which I don't think it's going to be.
There was a fake story out there earlier this week that they had accepted Warner Brothers Discovery 4th bid, but that was a fake news article. Somebody trying to get clicks. So we're still waiting to see where that comes in.
Someone said that Netflix is out of the bidding, but that's not true. Netflix is still in the mix.
They want those DC properties badly. That's what they want. They want Harry Potter. They want DC. They still got some stuff they can keep.
Right.
I can imagine what they would do with The Sopranos. Not saying they would reboot, but another movie I could see absolutely happening.
I don't see why that hasn't happened.
I don't either. There's money to be made there.
You could. I would watch a TV series of the young Paulie Walnuts coming up.
Oh God, yes, yeah.
Even though that guy's dead, I would still watch.
Let me tell you something.
Let me tell you something. A man needs his 8 hours. You got to get off that shit. A man needs his 8 hours. Commendatore.
No, I'm thinking about the Pies episode. That's the greatest thing ever. This guy killed 14 Czechoslovakians. Some sort of an interior decorator. His apartment looked like shit.
I love that cocksucker like a brother. And then he fucked me in the ass.
His apartment looked like shit. That line got me every time.
Oh my God.
Maltasanti. Oh. So anyway, out comes Don Callis. They do the Okada and Takeshita friction segment. They unveil a really bad painting. Some guy named Rocky starts talking.
Rocky Romero.
Some guy named Josh No Name starts talking.
You know who that was?
I don't give a shit. They cut
Josh No Name is the guy who wears the headgear, who always loses matches.
Do not give a fuck. Kyle Fletcher starts talking, a.k.a. Dollar Store Cody Rhodes.
Buddy, let me ask you a question. How bad is that guy's voice?
It's bad.
It's horrible. It's horrible. His voice it's getting higher every week.
They say
it's getting higher every week.
They say that Takeshita, who is the New Japan Pro Wrestling Champion, couldn't be there because of travel issues. Where here he comes, buddy. Old Molinos himself comes walking to the ring in MC Hammer Pants. You cannot make this shit up.
With his regular expression on his face that he always has. The single expression.
Face is blank. It's a blank canvas.
No, he's got the expression of I haven't had a solid bowel movement in a week.
How would you describe his pant color?
Off-putting.
I would say they were like a like a plum, like a really ripe plum. The best way I can put it. Purple rain, purple rain.
And I see that Okada is starting to turn into a Japanese Vince McMahon. The hair is getting a little gray coming
Yes,
in.
I saw that.
Yes. He's smiling. He's got the sinister smile.
That was what Takeshita said when he got in the ring. Have a time. Every time you see me, Takeshita's just so hyped. I just flew in from Japan, and now
I'll say nothing on the mic.
Exactly. So here we go with this bullshit. Don says he needs old Molly Nose to shake Okada's hand, which Okada then flips off Molly Nose. Don says they're going to have to tag together this Saturday to learn how to work together.
And Takeshita is just standing there thinking to himself, oh, back on Collision. Back on Collision. That was Okada saying that. Oh, you
ring.
Horrible.
Then we go.
At least they did something with both of those guys.
Yeah, they
At
let
least
Don Callis get between them, and they said nothing.
Well, can they talk? Seriously. When they talk, it's so painful.
I just want to hear one of them say, I fuck on you. I want to hear that one time. Mercedes Monet is in the back, and they show that she's going to be battling a huge bitch on Collision this week. I just don't care. Some chick from Mexico. Whatever.
Olympia.
Whatever. Baguette is with Statlander, and the sound is awful.
Horrendous.
Holy shit, was this bad?
It's just
the echo, the reverberations. This might have been the worst one they've had yet. This was terrible.
Horrendous. Just horrendous. How come they cannot get this? What they should do is they should just record all this backstage bullshit, every single one of them, before the show, and then play it through and see if it sounds okay. See if it looks good. There's no editing being. I just don't understand how shitty the production of the show is. How can it get this bad?
I don't know. It's a professional company, right?
So they say.
In theory, that's what they're supposed to be.
So they say.
And then it happens again. We get the conglomeration open. We're back on Beverly Hills 90210 from 1990. It's back. They show this piece of shit, and Kyle O'Reilly comes out versus Moxley. And I said, we're getting this shit again. This match had the same pile driver that Moxley now gives in every match that no one ever gets pinned from. This comes back to the point of how you fix modern wrestling. Stop doing shit like that and having guys kick out every week. Every week that Jon Moxley has a match, that move's getting done and the other guy's kicking out of it, and no one's buying anything. No one's buying anything that they're doing anymore.
Right. What does Moxley look like to you when he walks to the ring? I mean, I know he's trying to do like the frustrated, edgy, like a cross between the Breakfast Club and Stone Cold Steve Austin.
He is the worst. He is the worst. Is
he drinking again? Is he pilled up?
Nope. He's in really great shape. I'll give him credit there. He's in phenomenal shape.
I need my perks. One perk is never enough.
I think that's what he's dealing with right now.
I don't think so. I think it's just bad self-management on his character development. By the way, this match, you knew where this was going to go. You knew what was going to happen. The pony was mad. It was the referee. She's at a full gallop the whole time. She's trotting everywhere. She
couldn't be any more intrusive to the matches unless she held those light up sticks that the guys at the airport have when they're trying to help the plane land.
Directing them, come on.
Yes, this way. That's what she needs. She needs a light up sticks. The DX sticks for AEW.
I'm sorry. She was way too involved in this. Her facial expressions are back that I thought she had gotten rid of with all the, she was doing that shit again. It was way too much of a distraction. I don't care. Kyle puts Moxley into the worst triangle I've ever seen in a wrestling match in my life. Both of his arms, by the way, both of Jon Moxley's arms are free in this triangle, and he's not trying to punch him. He's not trying to bash him. He's just like, oh shit, what do I do? I have both arms free and I don't know how to wrestle. Good God, man, make this stop.
When the match started, did you see O'Reilly flopping around on the ground like an idiot trying to do a leg takedown?
Yeah.
A double leg takedown on Moxley. He's rolling around doing tumble-salts like an idiot. And Moxley's just like jumping out of the way. When he's rolling around on the ground, just kick the shit out of the guy. That's all you got to do. Just kick the hell out of him. Match is over. But no, they extended this for... How long was this match, Don?
I don't know. It was too damn long. All I know is we get a count out as a finish so that he still doesn't have his win back. And then Aubrey Edwards gets knocked out by Shafir. And then you know where this is going because it happens every
Shafir
match.
just walked right into the ring. She just walked right into the ring, walked over to Aubrey Edwards and clocked her right in the face. And Aubrey Edwards went down like Frazier in that Ali fight.
But you knew where this was going. It happens every week. The Cracker Clan comes running down. Then Darby Allin comes running down. The conglomerate's running down. It's the same schmoz shit we saw a week ago. Nothing new.
You need 50 people to come in and beat up Kyle O'Reilly. Little bad gimp arm Kyle O'Reilly with a bad neck.
Oh,
did you see
O'Reilly?
One of the funniest things in that
match.
One of the funniest things in that match was when O'Reilly grabbed Moxley and Irish whipped him into the corner, into a chair. There's an empty steel chair in the corner of the barricade outside the ring. He Irish whipped him into a chair. Ass first, he sat down. I'm going to take a break from this match right now. The worst. The worst.
After this is all over with, I said, okay, the worst is behind us. I was wrong. I was so wrong. Monet comes out beating up Statlander. Stat takes over.
The worst punches you'd ever want to see from a professional wrestler up on that ramp. She looked like she was hitting her with pillows. That's how bad it looked.
This thing was over with within a couple of minutes. And then they said, next we're going to have the women's tag match. And I said, no, we're not. I'm done. That's all I got me. I couldn't do no more. The shit was dreck, as they say. This was about as bad as it gets.
There was
I don't know.
There was a women's tag. There was the women's tag match, which was a qualifier match for the women's tag tournament.
Well, the Eliminator match.
The Eliminator match. Sisters of Sin versus Jamie Hayter and Queen Medulla Oblongata. And guess who ate the pin in that? When I see Aubrey on TV, I reached for my ivermectin. Thanks, Mark, for the 5 spot. Yes, a little horse paste for Lady Aubrey. Lady Aubrey, that's what they ought to call her.
I don't gallop, I trot, because people think I'm hot. Here's my glamour shot.
We saw those. Somebody had those.
I can't believe that was a real thing.
I thought that was Chat GBT.
Do you think she had Madonna's Vogue playing in the background when she hit that? Strike a pose.
I think she had the song by America. I've been through the desert on a horse with no name playing in the background.
I've been through the desert. I'm the horse with no name.
I'm the horse with no mane.
No, she's got plenty of hair.
So Queen Medulla Oblongata got pinned in that match. And I'm thinking the Sisters of Sin have gone on to the tag team, the Eliminator tournament shit for that women's tag titles. And one of those Sisters of Sin broke Penelope Ford's arm because she didn't catch Penelope Ford in that moonsault she did last week.
Yeah, right.
So Penelope Ford really must feel great.
And now the big bitch is teaming with the Cracker
Marina
Clan
Shafir.
girl.
Yes. They set that up on this show too. And Moxley runs out while Marina Shafir says, let's talk. And they just have a stare down. And Megan Bain looks like she just took a bite out of the worst shit sandwich you'd ever want to taste. For the entire time she's on camera in this company. It's
right.
The whole time.
Thank you again, Mark. By the way, at the end of the show, the main event was for the number 1 spot to face the champion, and we said who won. And then after the match, I saw it on Twitter, so I'm going to try to give it the best way we can. Tony Schiavone is on the air, and he says, let's have a toast of champagne. Did he not say let's have a toast of champagne?
Yes, because, they always do that.
Yes. So let's have a toast of champagne to the challenger and the great champion, and out comes beers, not champagne. Samoa Joe's holding a beer, and Tony Schiavone is shown ringside, and they're not really showing him, which is kind of weird. And then he gets in the ring, and as soon as they show him in the ring, you know it's not him. It's
right. We have to preface this for people who didn't see. Tony Schiavone was wearing the half-face Phantom of the Opera mask that he famously wore on a Halloween Havoc episode back in the day in WCW. They went back to that because all the kids remember that, Don. They all remember 30 years ago.
By the way, Mark, I won't be watching this. I can guarantee you.
No,
I'm not watching Shafir wrestle.
They all remember Tony Schiavone dressing up as the Phantom of the Opera for an episode of Halloween Havoc pay-per-view WCW. All the kids they were in their dad's bag back in those days in WCW. That's where the kids were. They were swimming around their dad's loins is what they were doing.
It doesn't work for me, dog. I didn't like anything about this. None of it was good. And earlier in the show, I meant to touch on this. When the Young Bucks were coming out, they walked by a guy dressed in the Stay Puft Marshmallow outfit as a callback to when they wrestled in Ghostbuster gear like 4 years ago.
A lot of guys in those little inflatable costumes, with the little compressor and the little fan in the back blowing it up. A lot of guys dressed like that. A Pokemon, Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, some other characters. I have no idea what these Japanese anime enthusiasts are. They should have had a couple furries running around. That would have fit right in with the demographic of the people that watch this show. Orange-fingered furries.
We're talking about how to fix it. Cut shit like that out.
It's not funny. It's not funny. It's not clever. It's garbage. It's garbage. And fix the production issues that you've got. It's just so Bush League. I would expect that from Billy Corgan's NWA on YouTube.
Absolutely.
But their show actually looks better and sounds better than an episode of Dynamite. It's ridiculous.
That ending to that show last night was god awful. It was just
Adam Page came in and took a beer bottle. He was pretending to be Tony Schiavone and cracked it over Samoa Joe's head, which bounced off of his head and the bottle didn't break. Although Samoa Joe bled a little bit on top. But I probably got busted open hard way from that beer bottle that didn't break. I don't know if they rigged it. Don't they put those things in an oven for they heat it up for a little bit?
They usually tap like a little crack in them. And they put them in the oven, they bake them. I've heard how they do it. And then when it's done baking, it's ready to shatter on impact without cutting the guy open.
Right.
Unless you're Roddy Piper and that bitch didn't know that's how they did it, and he bashed an entire beer bottle over his head that was full of beer for real. What a nut job he was.
Oh, he was hardcore, pal.
Dude. You talk about Mick Foley invented hardcore wrestling. Did you ever see Roddy Piper or Terry Funk matches? Bullshit. Hardcore was around way before then, especially that dog collar chain match that Roddy Piper and Greg Valentine had. If you ever get a chance to watch that shit, God almighty, put the kids up. That is brutal to watch because they weren't doing that shit with plastic bullshit chains. That was a real chain, and they really rocked each other with that shit.
Right.
And came up to a Piper after the match. He was like, "That was great. Can we do that again tomorrow in Greenville?" He was like, "Are you out of your damn mind? That was a one-time thing. That is never happening again."
Right. Exactly.
You got your money on the show. It ain't happening again.
You got your money for that show last night too.
Good Lord.
How much longer can he go? How much longer can he?
Well, it depends on who buys this show. Here's the thing.
Look, I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about that.
Oh,
how much longer can they go? Okay, how much longer can they go on with the same shit over and over and over and over? Now, the Don Callis Family Summit, they try to make it like a Godfather kind of thing.
Yeah.
Oh, you also completely did not bring up. You didn't bring up the bizarre painting of every member of the family scantily clad in sheets.
I
and
didn't bring
and
that shit up. I just
Jesus God Almighty! What was that all about? What was that all about? They should hire the guy who dresses like Don Callis at certain shows and have him come up.
It was quality art, Bottles. You just don't appreciate good art.
You know who would appreciate good art like that?
I don't.
No, I'm not going to hit the button yet. I'm not going to hit the button yet.
I don't Frisco.
He would appreciate good art like that. It was horrible. If they're
So
trying something.
You can't fix this show is what I'm trying to say. You can't fix it until you get rid of Tony Khan. He's the problem. He lets the inmates run the asylum. You can't keep doing this. And here's the thing, man. They're headed. What are we doing? You're heading to get bought out by another company. Okay. I want everybody that hates this show that watches us. You hate watching pieces of shit that watch this show. Listen to me now. Hear me later. You have got to increase your overall appeal to the fan base of wrestling because this niche that you're creating is shrinking by the show.
Exactly. And don't say wrestling's in a downturn. Don't say that. Don't say wrestling's in a downturn when WWE packed 12,000 people in an arena.
Right.
In a venue on Monday for Raw. Don't say it's on a downturn. They're selling out everywhere they go. WWE is. Don't say it's on a downturn. Now, NXT shows, they're hit or miss. They're in smaller venues, that like what AEW does.
But they're still doing over 500 easily every week.
5,000, you mean? NXT.
500,000. Yes.
I mean, when I'm talking about when they do a pay-per-view. They'll go into a regular
I'm talking
arena.
about you're still doing 500,000 viewership steadily every week.
Yeah. Yes.
Like they're well over it. And
Yes.
by the way, this is sort of where I'm going with this. No one's going to pay this company $150 to $180 million a year for less than 500,000 viewers. It's not sustainable.
It's not going to happen. And a .08 in the demo, the key demo,
Right.
18 to 49.
When you look across the aisle and you see NXT and the numbers they're doing for what they're paying that show,
33 mil.
the investment on the return is just not there.
Right.
So you can get mad at us if you want to. You can bitch about it because they always go, oh, that's the first thing WWE stands do is they look at the ratings because ratings matter. And that's what keeps you on the air, you absolute Cheeto sexual moron.
It's a business that's based on ratings. That's the metric that drives televised content, businesses, even movie theater. You think a movie studio would put out movies in theaters that no one's going to buy a ticket to?
No, that's how this works.
Of course not. And that's why Warner Brothers Discovery is in the shit right now.
Right.
Because the movies are bombing. Now it's all coming out. That Superman movie they put out made no money. They lost $200 million on that movie, supposedly. Did you hear that story that just came out this week?
Send me that article.
It gets worse and worse. It just gets worse and worse when you start scratching the coat of paint off the the veneer of the business itself, and you see what lies underneath. It's just it's the shits.
You guys just, as long as Tony Khan owns this company, they're gonna be on TV. No, they're not, you jackass. No, they're
Unless
not.
Is he going to pay the network? Is Tony Khan going to pay the network to stay on the TV show?
That's where we're headed.
Stay on TV.
That's where we're headed.
That's where we're headed. That's where we're headed. I'll pay you guys $80 million to keep me on the air. What? Who the hell does that?
I can't lose my show. Oh God, I'm losing Chris Jericho too.
It's what's next? Destination America? Is that where they're going to be soon? Are they going to be?
Well, we've already seen that. That's never happening again.
I mean, you had when they were on Destination America, TNA we're talking about, folks.
Right.
What were they pulling out, like 200,000?
Oh, it was
150,000.
I don't know, but it was bad.
It was horrible. They had Hulk Hogan.
Bad.
They had Sting, Hogan, AJ Styles back then, and they weren't driving. They weren't pulling anything. They had names, and they were dying. This is what happens when you let the. Go ahead.
This company has Kenny and Kyle.
Man, Kyle O'Reilly sounds so horrible. That voice, you got a manager, don't talk. Or roughen your voice up, pal.
Which, by the way, so I'm glad you said this. You're talking about, talking people in the seats because that is, I got news for you. Promos matter more in wrestling than the matches. You want to know why I know this? Because I watched the Ultimate Warrior and Hulk Hogan for 15 years. It matters. I watched Steve Austin after he broke his damn neck and couldn't really go anymore. All he became was a kicker and a puncher. That's where he went with his match.
Right.
Promos are what sell it. Yeah.
Piper, Savage.
Randy could go.
Yeah, he could go.
Randy could have a match.
Sure.
Piper was a puncher. He wasn't a big wrestler. He was a brawler.
Yeah.
So I say all this because I'm reading Sabu's book, right?
Okay.
And it's not the most mesmerizing thing I've ever read. But some of the things he said in his book have just shocked me to the point where it's like, dude, you really were an idiot. And he at the end of this book, he's starting to admit, I did some stupid shit. I should have done this. One of the points was Vince McMahon wanted him to cut promos. He was like, you've got to cut promos. He was like, my character doesn't cut promos. I tell stories in the ring. So that's why he got fired, because he wouldn't do it. All these years later, he's like, that was probably stupid on my part. I should have cut the promo. Maybe that was on me. I feel like I'm an idiot right now. Yeah, you were an idiot. They said, we want you to stop doing shit with tables and chairs. You know what he said? That's my gimmick. If I take that away, what do I have? Dude, if that's your gimmick, you don't have anything. Everybody can do that shit.
Everybody was doing it. Yeah. And it gets it's the AEW problem. When you get to a certain level like that, where you're jumping off of tall things, high things.
Right.
Okay, you jumped off of a 20-foot ladder. What's next? How about a 25-foot ladder? Now let's go 40. A 40-foot ladder.
Oh, my God, I broke my ankle in 5 places.
Right. This is what you've got. And you just can't keep going bigger and bigger and bigger. And there's nowhere else to go after that. There's nowhere else to go.
They gotta dial all that shit back across all wrestling platforms. I agree 100%. That's how you slowly start to get the business back to 2 guys or women that have a story to tell about how they're going to kick the shit out of the other one.
And why else is it broken? The tribalism. The tribalism in professional wrestling. Excuse me. It's almost like my dad can beat up your dad. My company's better than your company. AEW's better than WWE. WWE's better than AEW. You got chocolate, my peanut butter. That sort of thing. It's ridiculous. And this all got started. Callan Pettipas. Promos matter and everything. Look at the height of boxing. Look at Muhammad Ali in boxing. How many people did he talk into a ring?
Yeah.
Into an arena for the shittiest matches that he would possibly compete in. Remember Rope-a-Dope? People actually sat there and watched 6-7 rounds of Rope-a-Dope. The worst of Muhammad Ali. But UFC guys started to realize it. Yeah, they're trying to talk people.
UFC straight ripped off wrestling on the promo skills.
Right.
They said, hey, this isn't going to be personal, but I'm going to say some shit that's going to be personal to sell tickets. If they think that we really hate each other, we're going to do it that way.
Right. Predetermined endings. Did the NBA rip it off from wrestling, or did wrestling rip it off from the NBA?
Dude, the NBA's in some real deep shit right now. I don't know if anybody in this chat watches it, but the NBA's got this is the second major gambling scandal they've had in the past 20 years. The last time involved a referee. They've got serious issues over there.
Right.
I mean, shit, we've always known that boxing has been rigged for a long time.
Yeah,
but now you're getting this shit, the NBA, where one guy can cost the money line. Like, bro, holy shit. Thank you again, Colin. We appreciate it very much.
I don't know, man. It's it all started with Tony Khan, the tribalism, when he talked a lot of shit when they first came out. AEW first came out. And that's when they were starting Vince up a little bit. They were wrestling Vince's Jimmy's, a little upstart company, actually doing $1 million a week.
You know, a famous artist once said, speaking of what you said, it was all a dream. Little guy named Biggie Smalls, if you will. Yes. Thank you very much, Colin, for it. We appreciate everybody tuning in tonight. Please like and subscribe. Hit the notifications button. I'm going to watch this weekend. I can't wait to watch Saturday night's main event. I want to see who gets crowned. Don't you?
Absolutely. I think it's just going to be Stratton. I mean, Jade Cargill beating Tiffany Stratton. I think there's going to be a F finish, a fuck finish in that CM Punk Jey Uso match. McIntyre is not going to beat Cody Rhodes. Although, one thing we never talked about.
Oh, God.
We never discussed this at all. Who attacked Jacob Fatu? Who laid him out? Knocked his teeth out? Who do you think did this? The Ashen Chevalier, $5. Hey, guys, hope you're doing well. I'm hoping the Blue Jays can finish the Dodgers tomorrow. I'm sure Tony Khan's hoping for that, too. Get it done before the weekend. I got a collision that nobody's going to watch.
So here it is. I think last night's game, the Blue Jays made a statement. I was watching that, and I think they made a statement last night. The pitching was 12 strikeouts is insane to me in the World Series. That guy wasn't just dealing. He was handing out beatings along the way.
Yes,
and
he
you
was.
get a strikeout, and you get a strikeout. That was as impressive a World Series pitching performance as I can remember in so long. I can't remember the last time. You know what? Maybe Charlie Morton was the last time I saw a pitching performance like that in the World Series. That shit was insanely great. I'm enjoying this World Series immensely just because I do feel like we've got the two best teams in baseball. So I'm enjoying this. Thank you very much for the 5 spot. I want to thank everybody again. I know one guy who enjoyed that World
I got to
Series
show you
last night.
something. I got to show you something. I just saw on Twitter. Bear with me.
Well,
this is matzo balls. One of our viewers, matzo balls. You know matzo balls. To us, Bust a Move and Johnny Bottles. Ed's been through the desert. She's a horse with no fame. She couldn't sell hats in the rain. Aubrey Edwards getting her ass beat.
oh,
What more can you say about the great matzo balls?
Till next week, Gordon Soley saying so long from the Sunshine State.